Today we're going to be printing wet on wet discharge on the manual press. Woo! I had to dust this little baby off. So let me give you some context of these shirts that we're going to be printing today. Our press operator, scratch that, he's not our press operator. The reason why I hired him is he's our sound engineer, producer for our recording studio that we're opening up this year. A while back, him and his wife went on a little trip to Disney. They love Disney. They actually got rained out by the hurricanes and all that, and they basically couldn't go and enjoy the park. That guy hit me up a few weeks ago and was like, hey man, can I do an improv trip to Disney? If I will come in early, stay a little late, crank out some orders, put some extra hours in to make up the time. I said, absolutely man, do it. And since Jordan's gone, we thought that this was gonna be the perfect time to print up a few shirts for him. We're gonna be going over wet on wet printing on a manual press, get back to the basics, All right, we're gonna get back to the video, but first, we're gonna talk to you about today's sponsor. It's us. We're the sponsor. In 2023, me and my team are gonna be offering coaching and mentorship for all of our specific areas. Link is in the description. Click it, back to the video. We got our inks mixed up, went ahead and added our discharge base. Added our white pigment to that one because we're gonna use white and gold, no brainer. But luckily on this one I was gonna mix up some gold ink, but we mix up so much gold ink around here. I looked at the shelf, already had some mixed up. I like the color, so that's what you're getting, Jordan, for your shirt, Jordan. Got my screens on the press, shout out GSF, best screens in the industry. Ever since I went over to Auto, I ordered these and my prints have just been awesome. Screen printing starts with the artwork and the screen, and if you don't have a good screen, you don't have a good print. We're not even sponsored by GSF, but Frank is a phenomenal dude, best customer service in the industry. So when we're printing wet on wet discharge, we want to keep in mind mesh count. Usually standard mesh counts, you're gonna be using anywhere from a 180 to 200, 230. Back when I printed over in the other studio, my sweet spot was just at 200 mesh, worked really well. With a standard screen, the threads are actually a lot wider. That's why we used a 200 mesh when we were printing water-based back in the other studio. Thin threads, it's in the name, there's a lot thinner threads throughout the mesh, which allows us to use a smaller mesh count, a 158, to achieve the same results as a standard 200 mesh. So when I moved over in this studio, I swapped out all my screens to using thin thread. For me, in the setup today, I'm gonna be using a 158 thin thread. All right, I got both of the screens post-exposed. That's what you need to do when you're printing water-based or discharge. Got my film on my press, and now I'm gonna get these registered.
What's happening?
Just about to fly the Millennium Falcon, no big deal.
Dude, that's rad. Where,
Are you filming a video?
Yeah.
Nice.
Show me where you're at real quick. Flip your screen.
Flip your screen? How do you do that? Oh my gosh, she's 80 years old.
Bro. That's awesome. You enjoyed your trip?
Oh yeah.
Alright, we'll let you get back to it then.
Okay, have fun.
You're probably asking yourself, why print wet on wet? The number one reason is speed up production. The reason why that's important is because water base, unlike plastisol, dries in your screen. You need to keep the press spinning so that you don't have any clogging going on in the actual design when you're printing. So always remember to flood the design so that it doesn't dry and clog the mesh. Squeegee angle, you're gonna wanna have a 45-degree angle to make sure that you're fully clearing out the screen every time it goes over the design. If you're new to multicolor printing or wet on wet printing, I would suggest doing a design somewhat like the one we did today, where you have two colors that don't touch in the design. As you can see, the two colors are pretty separated, pretty far apart from each other, which allows you to just get used to printing with two different screens wet on wet. If you want to do a design where the colors are actually touching, you're going to want to make sure that there's no trap or any overlay of the colors, because what it's going to do is actually going to create another color of the design, because those two colors are going to be merging together. So you're going to want to do a butt registration, which is edge to edge. One thing to watch out for is doing too many print strokes, because that's going to cause oversaturation, which can affect the color of the design when it comes out on the other end of the conveyor dryer. Finding your squeegee pressure when printing wet on wet is very important, and I'll show you why. So if you look at this shirt and see the edges of the gold, the reason why they're lighter than the other one is because I didn't have consistent squeegee pressure on that one shirt. To prevent that from happening, you need to have consistent squeegee pressure. As in this shirt, you can see that I pushed and cleared the ink through all areas of the open mesh to give it a nice saturated print.
Hello?
Can you come over to the other studio? We're gonna have a little powwow meeting. We gotta talk to you guys about some stuff.
Hey, how was your trip?
It was awesome. How was your trip,
buddy?
Take your glasses off. We need to see into your soul.
I bet you're wondering why we're filming you.
No, you're making a video.
We are, about you.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, well, if you don't like that, well, you like this?
No, what? Bro, those are so sweet.
Dude, we printed some shirts for you, homie.
That's awesome. Dude, these are sweet.
Yeah, dude.
There's a back print.
We did a little...
Is there?
Yeah.
Hey, remember that one question I asked you randomly the other day of like,
Dude, that's so sweet.
hey, dude, do you like pocket prints and full
Is this
back?
why? Oh my god.
You got 3 shirts, unless you want to give one to Jared. It's a tough decision.
Screw that guy, right?
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. Just get the
That's great.
Yeah, dude.
You did it.
I did it.
Nice.
Oh, so you, yeah. Sorry.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We went over some wet on wet printing, some tips and tricks, and some things to watch out for when you're printing wet on wet. Hope you like this video. Hey Jordan, how'd you dig these shirts, man?
Dude, these are so sweet. Look at that. Look at that.
Shout out to Corey for doing that sick design.
Can you believe it's a skull?
I know, big surprise, right?
So sweet.
If you haven't, go check out Golden
Press recording
on Instagram.
on Instagram. Yeah.
And also, if you're curious about any of the supplies or equipment that we used in this video, that'll all be linked in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We much appreciate it. And yeah, dude, see you later. See you at Disney.
Wait, we're all going?
That was
Again?
a surprise.